Remember Sassi Dorugudo? Surungi. The Atawanyankure Norgero. Ugamba, here to say, Timomukabira. Wanga Walo na Waka Matanda Mugaso. Wendi na yendi walako atefa magana mumurukola tunongero lwaffe olugamba nti omugo oguli ku muliraano tegobango kati nze wendi na yendi walako mulonde mubaka wa palamenti abaganda b'omulukola tulina olugero lwaffe lugamba nti omugo oguli ku muliraano tegobango ebyokukola weebiri esente zijja ez'enkuto zijja ez'amasomero zijja eza PDM zijja ez'emyuga zijja naye kyetaaga ebibala byetaaga nampala.
Okubeebaza bannange mwenna nga bwe muze mu bitiibwa byammwe naye okusingayo ddala bano aba parish development model abasooso abavuddeyo ku bannaabwe ne mulaga bannammwe nti kisoboka nti meseji ya muzeeyi gy'abadde agenda yeetooloola ng'abuulira eggwanga kikola ki kisoboka. Naye muzeeyi njagala kwebaza eno meseji ogyogeredde eggwanga lyonna naye naffe ng'abakulembeze meseji eno tugikutte ate eno meseji ffe ng'abakulembeze bwe tugikwata ate ne tugiteeka mu nkola kitegeeza tuba tulina bangi abatumanye emabega bagenda okujja okutugoberera kubanga baraba nti tusobola okukikola nabo baba basobola okukikola. Ng'ogyeko wano aba parish development model b'owa miliyoni emu kati waliwo gurupu ezaffe abeesobola aba 4 acre model naye naffe muzeeyi tukweyanza kubanga watulowoozezaako n'otagamba nti bali bagaga balina abantu kye batamanyi kati ffe we tuli ku level gye tuliko oba ng'osobola okwemployinga abantu nga bayise mu 25 nga banyemployinga wano oba olina kinene nnyo kyoyongerako ku ggwanga ate nawe n'oyingiza ssente n'obeerako byokola mu makaago. Eyo nsonga nkulu nnyo. Kati ffe tubadde batuzeena emabega oluusi ne tugenda ne mbabanka ne gagaana okutuwa looni ne bagamba mwe muli bagagako naye gw'oli pulezidenti ajjukira omwavu n'ajjukira n'ayinako n'ayina nnyo ffenna ne tugendera wamu buli omu yenna n'asobola kubeerawo.
How we started off, we actually started off with the 4 acres that you entered from. It is already fenced off, and we had that 4 acres where we were doing piggery and a small matoke plantation of 2 acres. COVID came with its challenges as well as its blessings, because when they chased us from the town, we thought that, okay, fine, there's this small piece of land kana kataka tunakakozesa ki okugamba ne tufunamu abalanga tebalina kye bakola kubanga twali nga tetwagala kuddayo mu kyalo ewaffe ne kituleetera to improve on what we are doing. And the piggery at that time was, we had about 300 pigs, which were giving us about 50 piglets almost to be sold off per month. And it is that money that we use to expand and acquire more land and achieve the 45 acres. Currently, I will summarize it that we are operating 4 enterprises: dairy, poultry, aquaculture, and agriculture with a mix of horticulture. And it is earning a net income of 215 million per annum. From that bit, I can summarize some of the enterprises in this bit. Dairy earns us a net income of 14 million. Poultry, 104. Aquaculture, 76 million. Banana plantation.
That is per what? That is per what?
This is per annum. But in terms of fish farming, the aquaculture bit, we are earning, we do one harvest every year. We currently do harvest about 20 tons per year. And when we sell off the 20, we have a gross, the expenses, gross expense is at about 44 million. Your Excellency, here the challenge in fish farming is in terms of the fish feeds. However, because we are blessed that our lake, our pond is within the lake boundaries, we encouraged, we started using local fertilization. That is when we get the manure from the cows, we put it in bags such that they can create the maggots for the fish to feed on, and then it reduces the cost in terms of purchase of feeds. So when we sell off the 20 tons at around 8,000 per kg, we get roughly 120 million minus the 44 million in terms of the expenses. It gives us the 76 million shillings. Poultry, we are currently doing broilers, and we do have a monthly cycle such that after every 4 weeks, we release at least 2,000 birds. When one cycle, like you saw, there is a group that was already for release. Currently, at 4 weeks, we can sell it off at 13,000, and those are 1,000 birds, so that can give us 13 million. Then the second group, which is now one in the first week, will be the one to occupy the space when the other ones are out. So we are able to sell off at least 2,000 birds every month, and that gives us around 12 million shillings per month, which gives us a net of 104 million per year. In terms of the banana plantation, as you see, whereas we started off with 2 acres, we are now on 8 acres when we expanded. And using the integrated agricultural systems, that is using the water from the fish pond, which is already fertilized, to irrigate the matoke, we are able to produce about 45 bunches per week. So the matoke itself is giving us around 19 million per year. The dairy farm is still an improved project in progress, because we started off with 4 very good Frisian cows, but they couldn't adapt to the climate at that time. So what we opted to do is to give them a semi-intensive care, whereby we are putting them in the cattle shed for some time, and thereafter we release them to eat from outside. But we are in the process of acquiring a better bull, such that we can improve on what we have. The milk revenue is still low. We are currently getting about 14 million shillings net per annum from the milk. But we are in the process of increasing, because we are selling 45 liters a day. On this farm, we have all other integrated, other projects that is largely in horticulture. As you can see, we are producing tomatoes, we are producing watermelon, gooseberries, and carrots, which we sell to the local market. So all those earn us around 900,000 per month, which we usually use as money for paying off our workers. Yes, the money can be looked at in terms of good revenue that we're getting, but the challenge we had initially was to set up the fish pond and the chicken house. But that fish pond cost us almost 700 million to set up, because it is on a mass of 167 meters by 65 meters length, and then 3 meters deep. Our intention when we were putting it up was to set up cage fish farming from within. But then when we tried it, we got challenges with the rocks in terms of setting it up there. There had logs in the ground, so the nets would get pierced so often, and we lose the fish from there. So what we decided to do was to throw in the fingerlings. At that time, there were 44,000, but we grew them up because we had 40,000 non-sex reversed and 4,000 we had 40,000 sex reversed and 4,000 non-sex reversed. The non-sex reversed were to help us in the production, because our intention, where you found us with the fish products that we have, it was to set up a fish hatchery while basing on that big pond for the cages. However, right now we are relying on that pond just for the normal rearing, and currently we are producing about 20,000 tons. That's about 20,000 fish pieces per harvest. Our request to you, sir, Your Excellency, is that we retain that pond as a recreation one and a training ground for people in aquaculture, because it is helpful as a startup. Whereas if we can build another 1 or 2 ponds, but while we are having the support from the Ministry of Agriculture, so that we can have a base where we can do the aquaculture fishing, the cage fishing in its full entity, it would be very helpful to us.